So Qatar, Egypt and the United States are trying again to help Israel and Hamas agree on a peace deal. Hamas wants the US President Joe Biden's ceasefire plan for Gaza to be put into action instead of having more talks. However, Hamas is unsure if it will attend a meeting on Thursday in Cairo or Doha because of the recent killing of its top leader Ismail Haniyeh. Meanwhile, Israel has agreed to send representatives to the meeting. Israel expanded evacuation orders in Khan Yunis in the southern Gaza Strip overnight. The Israeli military said it was attacking operatives from the Hamas group, which administered Gaza before the conflict, who were using those areas to stage attacks and fire rockets. The Israeli military said it had struck a Hamas command post and killed 19 operatives. To counter the potential threats from Iran and its allies, the United States has ordered a guided missile submarine to West Asia and the USS Abraham Lincoln aircraft carrier strike group to sail more quickly to the area. On Sunday evening, U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin issued the order after a phone conversation with Israel's Defense Minister Yoav Gallant as tensions escalated following the death of Hamas's and Hezbollah's officials. Now, the USS Georgia submarine was already in the Mediterranean Sea in July, as announced by the US military post on social media. It is rare for the US to publicly announce the deployment of a submarine. Meanwhile, Iran's Revolutionary Guard is conducting military exercises in the western part of the country, which began on 9th of August and will last until the 13th of August, according to the official news agency. The drills taking place in Kermanshah province near the Iraqi border aim to boost military preparedness and alertness. This comes as Iran and Hamas blame Israel for the July 31st assassination of their leader Ismail Haniyeh, which Israel has neither confirmed nor denied. So a US carrier strike group is centered around an aircraft carrier. The group is composed of a flotilla of supporting ships and aircrafts to operate together as a cohesive and powerful military force. The aircraft carrier is a floating air base capable of launching and recovering aircraft, including airstrikes, reconnaissance and air superiority operations. As a report by Akhilesh Suman on their strength and importance of the presence in the seas.
In the tense West Asian region, US is deploying its two major nuclear-powered carrier groups and a nuclear-powered submarine. The major show of US naval might include two aircraft carrier strike groups, USS Abraham Lincoln and USS Theodore Roosevelt. USS Abraham Lincoln is capable of supporting a wide range of military operations, including airstrikes, intelligence gathering and humanitarian missions. The ship is also equipped with F-35C stealth fighters. USS Theodore Roosevelt is also a nuclear-powered aircraft carrier. It is already in the region since the situation deteriorated and is maintaining a deterrent posture. It serves as a key asset for the U.S. Navy's ability to maintain a forward-deployed presence and respond to crisis. USS Georgia is a nuclear-powered submarine with Tomahawk cruise missiles, allowing it to conduct precision strikes. USS Georgia's stealth and firepower make it a potent tool for strategic deterrence. These vessels together form a powerful and flexible naval force. The deployment of these military assets by the U.S. Defense Department to the Central Command or the CENTCOM area displays substantial increase in American military presence and readiness in the tense West Asian region. The deployment solves a dual purpose for the U.S. It is a warning to Iran and its allies in the region and also reassures Israel that U.S. is firming up its ironclad guarantee to Israel defense with actual large-scale deployment. Akhilesh Suman's report for DD India.
And the US has sent this guided missile submarine to the Middle East as tensions grow in the region. As we already informed you, Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin also said that an aircraft carrier which was already heading to the area would sail there more quickly. The move comes in response to fears of a wider regional conflict after the assassination of Ismail Haniyeh and Hezbollah leaders. DD India, Sarah Coates has sent us this report from Tel Aviv.
Certainly a lot of concern that this promised retaliation from Iran, from Hezbollah, could come as early as Monday. While there's been no change to the directive on the ground for Israelis, the chief of Israel's Air Force has announced that service members are now barred from travelling abroad following a situational assessment. Now, we also need to add, of course, that the United States is accelerating the deployment of other hardware to the Middle East. The Pentagon announcing this after a phone conversation between Israel's Defence Minister Yoav Gallant and the US Secretary of Defence Lloyd Austin overnight. We can expect the USS Abraham Lincoln to arrive in the Middle East very soon. Well, he made a rare move, Lloyd Austin, of actually announcing that a guided missile submarine, this is the Georgia, is already in the region and is preparing. Now, this, of course, comes ahead of these anticipated ceasefire and hostage talks that are expected to happen on Thursday. But at this hour, it does remain unclear as to whether Hamas will actually send a delegation to participate in these talks, with the group overnight releasing a statement saying that it now wants to negotiate based on past talks and not enter into a new round of negotiations. Now, Hamas cited a number of reasons for this. Number one is the assassination of the head of its Politburo, Ismail Haniyeh, and also fresh strikes in Gaza. We've got a statement here from Hamas. It says that the movement calls on the mediators to submit a plan and implement what they presented to the movement and approved on July 2nd, based on Joe Biden's vision and the UN Security Council resolution. There had been a lot of hope that potentially if a ceasefire was reached, if these two warring parties, Israel and Hamas, were able to potentially bridge these gaps and there was a ceasefire in the Gaza Strip, that this could potentially bring down tensions in other parts of the region and potentially avert a wider scale regional war. Reporting from Tel Aviv, I'm Sarah Coates for DD India.